everyone and welcome to Club 3 episode 74 of Rolling in the Isles, an FM20 British Isles Journeyman series with me, the United City FM. Welcome along. So if you like your content to have nothing but big games, then join me for the next couple of episodes because we are in the run-in for this particular season in the 2030-31 season with Derby County. And we've got nothing but big games left. Not all of them are big teams, but the importance of them is huge. We are still in a Champions League semi-final to come, and we're still in the Premier League title race. And those two things mean that everything that we play is now really important from now to the end of the season. We've got 6 Premier League games left. We play Liverpool today, and that's a huge game. If we go back through the season, you'd notice that we beat them in the league earlier this season, but they've taken us out of both the League Cup and the FA Cup this season. So it's going to be a tricky game. We're away from home, but the significance of it is if we could beat them today, I reckon it takes the title race down to a two-horse race between us and Arsenal. If they win the game and close that gap on us a little bit, then it's still a three-team race, really. Tottenham are in third place currently, but they've played a couple of games extra than the teams around them. So they're in a slightly false position, I would suggest. So today is huge. If we could get rid of Liverpool out of this title picture and just become a straight shootout between us and Arsenal, it's one less team to worry about. And Arsenal and Liverpool play each other, I think, in the next round of fixtures coming up very soon. So that's another key day where potentially Liverpool could do us a favour if the results go our way. So yeah, a couple of really important things coming up. We've got the Real Madrid semi-final in the Champions League coming up soon. In the next episode, we'll be coming back to play the second leg of that, the second leg in the Champions League semi-final. And then the following episode, we'll wrap the league up. And then if there's a final to play, we will play that in the following episode to that. And we'll have to wait and see whether we can get through this Real Madrid tie for that. But yeah, all things are looking quite interesting at the moment. Some big games coming up, but it's all about Liverpool today, trying to get those 3 points and push them out the title race and keep us pushing towards Arsenal at the top, who are 2 points clear of us at the moment. So if they slip up at all, we've got to be winning our games just to keep putting the pressure on them as much as is possible. So we've got a couple of injury issues, unfortunately, that we've seen over the last couple of episodes. We've still got the likes of Boggles out for the rest of the season. Olart is out for the rest of the season. Osmani coming back very soon, but doesn't quite make it today, which is a little bit disappointing. We could have used him today. And Daniels also is not far away from returning to fitness to be in contention for a spot. So we still have Natter at right back, unfortunately. He's done pretty well for us. I'm really impressed with him, but he's not a right back by trade. We've just got 2 injuries to the key right backs that we've got. So we're having to use what we've got, really. I didn't check in with the actual form recently, which has been magnificent. Around those 2 Dortmund games where we dominated our Champions League quarter-final, we've done pretty well. Wins against Villa and Newcastle, and Bristol City was the only one that I've played since that last episode because we wanted to come and play this Liverpool game. So it continues to good form, and it continues to make us look as though we've got a chance. And Monterrey, this is the thing I was going to say, Monterrey again keeps scoring a little bit more than Pauletta does at the moment, so he keeps his place. Although it was pointed out to me, thanks for doing that in the comments, that he doesn't like the big games. Where is it? Which one? It's this one here. Doesn't enjoy big matches, and today is a really big match. So in theory, we could drop him to the bench and put Pauletta in, who doesn't have the same issue. But his issue is he's just not playing very well. So in the summer, we are going to have to do something about this striking position. I've already got Audrin signed up to a proper contract on a free transfer. His contract is running down with his parent club, and so we're able to take him on from next season permanently. And he hasn't played much for me this season, to be honest, but he's a worthwhile third striker to have, definitely. Probably should be getting more games than he is, so we'll think about that as and when appropriate. So all of that means that for today's game against Liverpool, crunch game in the Premier League, we have ILM in goal, we have Romario and Batista in central defence, with Umnata at right back, with Pellegrini at left back, Ivan, Olashenko and Martinez in central midfield, with Sahavi Elliott on the right, Gouveia on the left and Monterese up top, with a bench of Francois, Cooper, Joku, Dermas, Bernils, Farrow and Paoletta. So let's get into today's game and see what happens. Well, I've gone ultra positive and suggested to them if we win this game, we've got a chance of going into top spot. So let's keep that momentum. Let's keep pushing those results and seeing if we can keep gaining those 3 points, which are invaluable to us right now. It got a bit of a motivated response, which is good. I didn't want to overrule them, but I didn't want it to just be downplayed either. We've got to play well to keep the pressure on Arsenal. And it's Liverpool who have the first chance. And of course, in the Liverpool ranks, there's at least a couple, there's 3 of my World Cup winning squad, the Sirs in the side. We knighted all of the World Cup winning squad that I had in 2030. So for England. So there's a couple in there that could, there's 4 in there, I think, actually, that could really come back and bite me, as has already happened this series. Sir Ben Godfrey from Man United got an absolute stormer against us a little while ago. So got to look out for the likes of the Sirs on the pitch. We've got one of our own, of course, and it's Martinez on the ball with a free kick, long range, and it goes slightly wide and hits the side netting. So far, Liverpool have definitely had the better of the chances, haven't they? And they are certainly knocking on the door. But our possession stats are pretty good, with 60% of the possession so far. Haven't quite done enough with it though just yet. And again, it's Liverpool down the left-hand side, and Sir Ashley Luca, my #1 striker for England, gets on the end of it but heads it over the top. But they're getting sighter after sighter, and we've got to be a bit careful with that. 35 minutes gone, and we're leading into half-time. Can we keep it tight until half-time and go in at 0-0? The conditioning of the Liverpool players seems to be lesser than mine, which is good. That means that late in the game they might run out of steam a little bit. But here's another chance for Saka, one of my other stars, down the left-hand side, and he squeezes it under the goalkeeper. ILM comes out, cuts the space down, shoots underneath him, gets a hand to it, slows the ball up, but it still trickles into the back of the net. And at 42 minutes, just before half-time, one of the Sirs from my England squad has come back to bite us, and Liverpool take a 1-0 lead. Disappointing, but it's been coming, hasn't it, really? The possession stats have been okay, but the other stats of 8 shots on goal, 3 on target for them, and 2 shots on goal and none on target for us, means that this is why we are in the situation we're in now. And we're going to have to do it the hard way if we're going to do it at all. So I'm going to go aggressively and say, let's say we owe Liverpool what happened last match. Go out there and get revenge. It's one of our cup defeats to them. Really put the onus on them to actually shake loose a little bit and go and grab this game by the scruff of the neck and see whether we can do something with it. But again, it's off a corner kick, a free kick for us. Liverpool are counter-attacking really quickly. Ashley Luca, and a good save that time by ILM. Can we pick up the loose ball? We can. But they're really, really dangerous today, and we're not playing particularly well. It's a bit, it feels like we are shackled a little bit by the pressure of it. But we've got to find a way. And it's Luca again on the ball, but Gouveia picks up the ball from him, gets a good challenge in there. And we're right in our own penalty box, but can we move it up the field and keep the ball without any major mistakes and have an opportunity ourselves? We've got to find those triangles and keep the ball as much as is possible. We sweep the ball, Umnata down the right-hand side, though. Loses out to Saka again into the box. And an easy tap in from Luca. And we're going to pause the game and go into the tactics screen because we've got big problems that we have to sort out. So immediately we're going into the attacking version of our setup, which is the 4-2-3-1 Gegenpress. We're going to take it off positive and put it on very attacking. It's all or nothing now. We're going to have to basically chip and charge at them, aren't we, really? And let's see where the weak links are in the side. Firstly, it's Elliott. And we're going to bring Farrow on and switch Gouveia and Farrow over. So that's the first one. Monterese in that big match hasn't done it, absolutely. But none of the others have recently either. So well, you know, I don't know what to do with them, to be honest. And then we have Umnata on the right-hand side, who isn't playing particularly well today. It's one game too far for him, I think, at right-back. So we're going to put the more experienced Pellegrini over there. He can't really play the position as a left-back. He's normally left-back, can't play right-back really, but hopefully his experience will help us there. And that's what we're going to do for the remaining... good, well over half an hour to go over the game. We've still got plenty of time, but we've got to find a way to get on the ball and do something more with it than we have been. Umnata got caught out by Saka there, dwelled on the ball a little bit. Saka into the box, sweeps it over the top of the two central defenders, and Luka, who drops off that back central defender, gets an easy header really, and ILM can't cover the whole goal, and there you go, 2-0. Disappointing game so far. You can see that Liverpool are really fired up and we're not doing so well, so we're going to challenge them to demand more for the next few minutes of the game. And there's Olashenko, and he hits the crossbar for us, and it drops nicely down for the goalkeeper. Craven in goal for Liverpool, and we just haven't got the luck either, have we, at the moment? Olashenko with a fantastic strike, but it was just inches too high, and it comes back off the crossbar comfortably into the hands of the goalkeeper. And it's Liverpool again, nick the ball from us on the counter-attack, get into the box, and then sweep the ball slightly wide from Pavazinho, another one of my central midfielders from my England squad. And we are being absolutely dominated here by a really good Liverpool side. This was never going to be easy. That's why they've kicked us out of 2 cup competitions this season. But I was hoping that on this occasion we would find a way. So far, we haven't really, and they're 3-0 up. What a brilliantly worked goal that was. You just have to hold your hands up sometimes. Some intricate 1-2 passes on the edge of the box here. Once it comes in from Pavazinho into Henrique, back to Luka, back to Henrique, and he gets it out from his feet and absolutely blasts it into that top corner. You hold your hands up and you just have to say, it's gone wrong today. Nothing we can do about it, it seems. As much as we can shout and scream at them to get creative and demand more and all that stuff, Liverpool have shown up knowing that their title race is on the line, and they're the ones that have shown up to play properly, and they're going to get a really good result. And they go 4-0 up from a free kick, and we are absolutely sinking without a trace. And it's partly that imbalance of those injuries that we've got. The likes of our right backs not being available to us at the moment. It's just absolutely decimated that side of the pitch for us on such a big game against big teams like this. We rode our luck against some of the others in, you know, the likes of the Champions League against Dortmund. But on today's performance, we just haven't been able to do it. The ball goes over the top for Pauletta, but he loses out and it goes back to the goalkeeper for Liverpool. And again, nothing's sticking quite for us, is it? Every little half ball is going to Liverpool. They're in the right places at the right times, and we're just struggling to keep up. We've still got 15 minutes of the game left, though. It's very highlight heavy in the second half because Liverpool are having so many highlights, and we've given away a penalty there as well. It's just going from bad to worse. And it's Pellegrini playing right back. I told you he can't play it, but hopefully the experience would drag him through, and it hasn't. He made a rash challenge, and it gives Liverpool a penalty, which Trent Alexander-Arnold converts. Another one of the Sirs, another one that's come back to bite me from my England squad. And today's a really bad day. It's just a really bad day. It's going to put Liverpool right back into the title race. If Arsenal win their game, they're playing Stoke at this, on this particular round of fixtures. They're going to go clear of us both, and it's going to be really tricky to get them back from here, I think. All we can hope for from this particular match is that if we can get into the next game and pick up a good performance, we don't want this to drift into other games and lose momentum and lose confidence. Because we've still got that Champions League semi-final to come, which is huge. But again, it's Liverpool on the attack, but we step in. Cooper that time steps in into Martinez into midfield, over the top for Pauletta, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper wins out initially, but the second attempt, Pauletta manages to tap it home, and we get a consolation goal really at 90 minutes, 5-1 down. It's going to be nothing more than a consolation goal, but at least we got something. Straight over the top, Pauletta runs onto it, proves that he can actually finish, but only in the second attempt. And the dilemma of which striker you start when continues, really. It probably shouldn't have been Monterese today because of those big match game stuff, but the others weren't scoring. It's just one of those things. I'm really struggling to figure out my striking unit, but there we go. I can't say that I'm happy about it, but Liverpool have absolutely shown why they're at the top of the table. We're going to aggressively say I want to see you all in training tomorrow because that wasn't good enough. And that's absolutely put a real spanner in the works for this title race. Arsenal, what did they do? They picked up a point against Stoke. Well, 1-1 draw. So that means that we're now 3 points behind Arsenal, and Liverpool, with a game in hand on us both, are 5 points behind Liverpool. If they win that game in hand, then they'll jump onto 73 points. So it's still very close at the top. And Liverpool and Arsenal play each other next. A good draw between those two would be fantastic for us, wouldn't it? A point apiece would drag us closer to Arsenal if we can win our games. But that spanner in the works for today is going to be a problem, isn't it? What's this say? Somebody doesn't want to buy Monterese. Okay, fine. We'll see about that in the summer, won't we? The fury of the United City FM has got out through the players to the press. I was not happy at all. But yeah, the key thing now is, can we arrest the slide and not make it a slide, a one-off game, a really heavy defeat? Can we get back up against West Ham and pick up those 3 points to send us into the Real Madrid game with at least some semblance of form? So yeah, that's going to be a challenging one. We've got some big games still to come. Next episode, we'll get to that second leg of the semi-final against Real Madrid. Hopefully it goes an awful lot better than it did today. An absolute drubbing by Liverpool, wasn't it, really? But they needed to do it for their title chances, so they were up for it. We couldn't quite compete and cope. And there we go. That's what happens. Anyway, sometimes you have to take the losses and just move on. We have to do that today. So West Ham next, and then into that Real Madrid semi-final. So join me for the next episode. See how we get on with that semi-final. I'll keep you up to date there with what's happened in the Premier League with West Ham and Southampton matches to play as well. Until then, though, thanks for joining me today. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and join my United City community. The more the merrier. Click that like button for me and just below the video. Help me get seen by lots of other people in the YouTube algorithms. But until next time, take care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.